Didn't see them two this morning.
Nah, they're up to something.
How come?
1, they brought us tea in bed. 2, they both had urgent business they didn't wish to discuss. And 3, it's a holy day.
Oh, see what you mean.
They couldn't even stop to give your dad his presents. He'll give them something if they're not at church.
What time are you going?
3 o'clock. Hey, we're taking Roger's mum and dad, you know. They're ever such a nice couple. He must be a throwback.
Oh, he's alright, Roger. Oh, pets are out now, when?
Yeah, well, I never know which way to take him.
Oh, very smart.
Hey.
That's she. Fits lovely. What's this?
That's from our Karen. This is from Damon.
So they've had something to eat, have they?
Well, they've done their fair share of moaning about not having a cooked breakfast.
I suppose I'll have to leave that till tomorrow before I can eat it, won't I?
Well, it is Good Friday, love.
It's dead confusing, that, you know. Christ's death and my dad's birthday on the same day.
It's happened before, though, hasn't it? I used to hate it when I was a kid. Having to wait till the following day before I could enjoy myself.
Pity you couldn't have got a change.
Don't think the pulpit is good for that.
I meant your birthday.
That's handy. Our Damon's just got himself a job for life there.
If you can catch him.
Why, where's he got to now?
Usual pace, love. Just out. I've told him not to wander off, though.
Yeah, boss. Happy birthday.
Ah, lad. There we go. Oh, that's great, that, mate.
Mum will have a few jobs for you to do.
Yes, I'll make a list.
That's fabulous, there. I'll have a little go at that after. Shouldn't have spent so much, lad. Not with this austerity drive on, though.
No, it's alright. Listen, have you any plans for today?
I was going to go for a country walk with your mother on the docks. On the other hand, I might just put my feet up now.
Well, I was wondering if you could give us a lift with a few flags.
As long as there is only a few.
Haven't you finished yet?
I was thinking of laying a few down for Petra.
I don't think that's the sort of thing you should be doing on a Good Friday.
Well, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, Mother.
Don't encourage him.
What? I thought I'd do it, you know, while I've got the time.
Pity you can't find time to go to church.
Well, I have promised her anyway, Mum.
Well, let's just hope we don't make her any promises you can't keep, that's all.
Do you think they'll believe it?
I don't see why not.
What if Dad finds out?
Look, do you want to go?
Oh, you know I do.
Well then, there's no reason for Dad to find out, just as long as you say what I tell you to say.
Yeah, well, I hate being devious. Anyway, what about Jonathan?
I'll sort Jonathan out.
Amy, did you find anything?
Yes, there's that lot over there. And this, because I'm sick of it.
Oh, all right.
And, these shoes.
Don't you hardly worn them?
Well, they hurt.
Put them in the bag. Strange, isn't it? Hardly any jumble now. One time I was always giving it away.
Won't be long before we go to jumble sales, will it? Mum, I was thinking of going to Jonathan's for Easter.
Not for the whole weekend, surely.
I've been invited.
Just you?
No, of course not. It's a party.
When are you thinking of going?
After lunch. I thought Dad might give me a lift to the station.
Oh, do you want this dress, by the way?
No, thanks.
I'll try letting it out, then. It's too good to give away.
Do you think you would? Give me a lift?
Don't see why not.
I'll just go and ring Jonathan and tell him I'm coming.
All right, dear.
They look very good quality.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. I might be able to get hold of some for you if you like.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll have to have a word with our Roger, of course.
Well, if you measure up, tell me how many you want. I'll ask him to drop them off for you.
Fine. How much are they, lad?
Oh, well, that's between you and him.
Oh, I see, right. Well, I'll do that then. Yes, thank you very much.
OK.
Hello, Mr. Huntington.
Hello, love. I'm just saying he's doing a very good job for you.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you fancied something to eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, come on, then.
Thanks very much, lad.
It's OK.
It's all very well saying we need a car, but it eats money.
Well, it would be difficult to get to see your mother without one.
I know.
Would you be any happier with a smaller one?
Well, the running costs would be less, but we'd still need a carport.
Well, then that would be smaller too.
Still put the rates up.
Not as much, apparently.
Are you sure?
I went to the rates office yesterday.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
Oh, sorry, it slipped my mind, what with one thing and another. Anyway, I saw the valuation officer, but quite honestly, I didn't get much joy.
What did he say?
It was a woman, actually. She said she couldn't tell me how much our rates would go up until she'd seen it.
But it isn't built yet.
I told her that, but she insisted she'd have to see it first before making any assessment.
That's ridiculous. Well, how do we know whether to go ahead or not?
Quite. I did point that out, but it didn't seem to sink in.
Dad?
Just a minute, Gordon.
Oh, sorry.
The one thing was obvious, though. The bigger the carport, the more we'll have to pay.
Well, that's not much help, is it? I suppose we could ask around.
I know lots of people at school who have carports as well as garages.
No doubt. You hardly go asking them what rates their fathers pay.
Well, I don't see why not.
I think your father would rather find out a little more discreetly.
Anyway, Dad, what I wanted to ask was, can I go to Mark's for the weekend?
No.
Please, Dad, it's just a couple of days. The band's all getting together.
I think you better forget that idea. And Mark Gossage in particular.
But I want to help out, Dad. I'm really interested. I'm not just...
Sorry, Gordon, that's my decision.
Hold on, you don't have to eat the plate.
I'm starving. You don't get much to eat in our house on a Good Friday.
You're not supposed to fast, are you?
As good as. My mum even rations the cornflakes.
Oh, would you like another egg or something?
No, you're alright.
You sure?
Sit down, will you?
How did you manage to hump all those flags on an empty stomach?
I didn't knock them on my stomach.
You know what I mean.
I'll put it down to willpower.
What did Roger's dad want anyway?
See if we can get any flags for him.
He lives in Salford.
No, for Roger.
Oh, you see, you're going to do the job for him.
He'll be lucky. Now, his dad said he was going to help him, but he didn't say when.
That I've got to see.
Why don't you reckon he could do it?
What do you think?
I think you're right.
But if it's all right for Lucy to go, why can't I?
Well, you know very well how I feel about the Gossages.
Mark's all right. He's been very good to me.
That may be, but his father's a horse of a different colour.
The what?
The man's what we used to call a spiv. Cowboy's the modern equivalent, I believe.
A get-rich-quick merchant.
Exactly.
But we hardly ever see his dad.
That garage of it is always on the fiddle. Slip him a backhander, he'll give you an MOT certificate for your lawnmower.
Well, you can't blame that on Mark, though.
His father's attitudes must have had the same influence on young Gossage as mine have on you. I just don't want you getting involved with them.
Can't I go just this once?
Look, I don't think I want to say
Can't
any
you
more.
persuade him?
Nothing to do with Lucy.
He doesn't have to go to Mark's. He can come to Jonathan's with me.
Oh, well, that might make a difference. You'll be all right. Yeah, I've just told you. Yeah, but I think you ought to ask. I mean, it's only polite.
I have, as a matter of fact. When I phoned him, I didn't think you'd let Gordon go to Mark's.
You're too clever by half, young lady.
Well, let's face it, Dad. You don't exactly like any of our friends, do you?
Well, I'm naturally concerned about who you mix with. However, as long as he isn't staying with the Gossages, he can go.
Thanks, Dad.
But don't you get yourself involved any further with that family, do you understand?
Yeah, okay.
In that case, I'd better put a few things in the bag for you.
Oh, I can do it. I know what you need.
Very well. I suppose you're already packed.
Hours ago. It's only a couple of days.
In that case, you can help me get the lunch.
When do you expect?
Doctor says beginning of November.
Can have a lot of things to get ready.
I used to daydream about planning the baby's room. You know, Mighty Mouse wallpaper and all that. Me and Gavin buying a pram. Still, I'll just have to get on with it, won't I?
Be a lot easier now you're Michelle's here.
No, she's been great. Mind you, when it boils down to it, she knows about as much as looking after babies as I do.
It's supposed to come naturally.
You reckon? Well, I hope so.
And you'll be getting some help from the clinic, won't you?
Yeah, I suppose so. Also given me so far are vitamins and a list of exercises to practice.
Oh, have they? Can I come and watch?
No, you can't. Don't be cheeky.
I'm just trying to cheer you up, Pat.
I know. It's funny though, isn't it?
What?
To think of what I put Gavin through, and he doesn't even know about the baby.
Yeah. He'd have been made up though, wouldn't he?
I used to think he didn't want kids, and I made him go through all those tests. Then, just out of the blue, bingo. It's funny, isn't it?
You've had a lot to put up with recently.
I do want the baby though. I just don't know if I can cope with it right now.
too early, love?
Well, they were good enough to offer us a lift. Oh, no.
Are we too early, love?
No, love, we're ready. It's just that the kids have gone missing. I wouldn't mind, but I told them not to wander off. Any sign?
No, you may as well all get in the car.
Go and ask our Barry if he's seen them.
Is he still over in Petra's, is he?
Yes, he is. I think I saw him in the back garden.
I won't be a minute, said.
Keys, love. No.
Barry! You there, lad?
Yeah, what's the matter?
You haven't seen our Karen or Damon anywhere, have you?
No, I haven't.
Did they mention anything to you about going off?
No, not to me.
I'll flatten a pair of them when I get my hands on them.
You'd ought to be used to it by now.
I am, son, but your mother still lives in Oak, doesn't she?
Do you reckon they might have gone to church?
Do us a favour, will you, mate? Not in the mood for jokes.
See ya.
We've probably gone to the fair at Newsham Park or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think my half an hour would have wised up by now. I could, leave the patio. All right.
That'd be nice for sunbathing on.
Sunbathing? Do you get sun round here?
Yeah. I could sit out and have my breakfast on it in the mornings. Be great, that. But how much is it all going to cost?
Oh, not much. I can get the stuff on the cheap.
Come on, how much?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an estimate before the start.
And you let me know what I owe you for the front?
Yeah. Well, do you want me to lump it all together, or do you want to pay for the front first?
Well, if it won't ruin me, I might as well lump it all together.
We'll do some splashing out, are you?
I'll have to do something with this house.
So you're not thinking of selling it, then?
No. It's me home, isn't it?
Those paving stones make a difference, don't they?
Oh, certainly an improvement.
Perhaps we should think of doing something similar.
And hang the expense.
Might prove to be an investment.
Suppose it might.
If I laid them myself,
You, Paul?
why not? Nothing to it, really. Look at that. Worth thinking about, anyway. Well, at least we can relax for the next day or two.
Glad we've got Gordon sorted out. It'd have been quite miserable otherwise.
I am right about that Gossage fellow, aren't I? I don't want Gordon picking up any of his smart aleck tricks.
Oh, Gordon will be all right. He's no fool. Does know the difference between right and wrong.
Knowing is one thing.
They're both at an age when they expect to be able to choose their own friends. Oh, lovely.
I suppose I am being overcautious. Difficult habit to break, though, isn't it?
Thank you.
What surprises me is this fascination Lucy has for Jonathan.
I don't suppose it'll last.
There's just something about him I can't quite take to. Can't put my finger on it, though. Probably my imagination. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a lovely old house. You lucky it's so local. Yeah, it used to belong to Lord Sefton. All right, who owns it now, then? Corporation. Same as ours in Salford.
I'll take your coat, sir.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, will you?
Yeah, you sit yourself down, make yourself at home.
Okay, and I'll go make a cup of tea.
Okay, love. Sit yourself down.
Well, there's not a lot we can do about it. But at least we know where they are. Did you hear Mr. Grant calling for Damon?
Was that what he was shouting about?
I saw him going over to the tailor's. Barry's over there working.
Well, at least that lad can do something useful.
I think Petra Taylor could be quite a good neighbour.
Dare say she could.
She shows a real interest in that house. I think I'll ask her to join the Rates Association. What do you think?
Not a bad idea. She'll have to pay rates, widowed or not. I'm sure she'd appreciate any help she can get.
Then there's that new chap.
Which new chap?
You know, Mr. Partridge.
Don't you think you ought to find out what sort of person he is first?
It's not a club. You don't have to vet people. It's for the benefit of every resident.
You wouldn't want a raving lunatic, though, just because he was a resident.
At this moment, we're so short of members, we'd welcome anyone.
Just as long as you can achieve something useful.
I intend to.
He's had his moments as our Roger, in spite of what his mother says.
Well, he's never been in any trouble.
What about that time I had to go down to the police station and bail him out, drunk and disorderly?
Oh, never.
Wasn't his fault.
Well, I don't know if she thinks we're pouring the whiskey down his throat.
Oh, he makes it sound awful. It was just a few of them having a celebration drink for somebody's 18th birthday, and they let him off.
It doesn't seem to have done him any harm anyway.
Well, he's settled now, and we couldn't wish for a nicer daughter-in-law.
Even if she's one of King Billy's.
Oh, is she? Mind you, I knew she didn't go to church.
Mind it, we can't blame her for that, though, because our Roger stopped going, years ago, and we were very upset at the time, but what can you do?
Well, our Barry's the same. He stops and he won't be budged now. Mind you, I know Sheila's upset, but...
Well, the way the world is, you can't help worrying, can you?
No, you can't.
No, but when you think about it, they only think they're doing their own thing, don't they?
Yeah, but the others are getting as bad. Where were they today? Father Daly asking after him as well.
Oh, I'm sure he'll understand.
Well, it's more than I do. Hey, I know it's early, but do you fancy a tea?
Can I give you a hand?
It's only salmon salad.
Only she says. Still, I'd like to help.
All right, then. Sit down. I'll give you the bread ruler.
Right. It's always been a difficult day for me, Good Friday.
Has it?
Yeah. Must admit, I'm very fond of my food.
I get it down the banks for my kids every year. You'd think I was raising a crowd of hooligans.
My trouble is, I haven't much willpower.
Well, you should have had my mother then. Very little passed our lips on a Good Friday, I can tell you.
Really? However did you survive?
Well, we just did.
You know, I must have all the attachments by now.
Aye?
Aye, our Roger, he buys me something every year.
Come and get it.
Aye, thanks.
Sid's just been telling me it's his birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
Aye.
Well, you'll have to do something about that then.
We'll get a few bottles in, eh? We can celebrate mine at the same time.
Well, our Roger, he was talking about inviting a few people over for drinks. You know, we might accept that. You see, it's his birthday on the 2nd of April as well.
Oh, so he's no April Fool. You could take him up on that, eh, love?
Yeah, I reckon we'll have that nice for Sarah Rogers, won't we?
Well, if you're sure he's not going to put Heather out.
Oh, no, she's very good at that sort of thing. Heather's done a lot of entertaining.
Hello? Oh, it's you, is it, Karen? Well, where on earth... Well, you're not supposed to be there, are you?
Sid?
No, you can't stay over. You get yourself home. All right.
Where was she ringing from?
She's round at Susie's. Apparently they went to the service at St Mary's.
Did they now? What about our Damon?
Oh, she gave me some jumbled story about him going off to Newsham Park.
The little devils!
Well, apparently they bumped into Susie, and Karen went back to her house.
Well, where's Damon now?
Well, all Karen said was he's promised to go to church tonight.
By God, those two are going to have a bit of explaining to do when they get home. What do you think of this?
Lucy.
What?
I thought you were staying the whole weekend. I changed my mind.
What happened?
Nothing. I just changed my mind, that's all.
This morning you were begging to go.
So?
Oh, really?
Look, just a moment. I think something's happened. Well?
All right, I've had a row with Jonathan.
What about?
Well, what do you usually row about?
Did you leave Gordon over there?
Yes?
I shouldn't have thought he'd wanted to stay there under the circumstances.
He wanted to play in the band.
Well, he didn't have a row with Jonathan then.
Well, no, why should he?
Lucy, where exactly is Gordon?
With his friends.
Which friends? Well,
He's at Mark's.
after I particularly told him not to.
I know, but after I had a row with Jonathan, he didn't want to stay. He thought you'd understand.
I only hope this wasn't deliberately planned beforehand.
Well, I didn't know I was going to have a row with Jonathan, did I?
That doesn't answer my question.
It wasn't a question, it was a statement.
Even so, darling, I think you should have brought Gordon back with you.
I know. I didn't think. I was too upset.
Well, there's not a lot we can do about that now.
I could go over there and bring him back.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I don't know. I didn't expect him to deliberately disobey me like this.
I'm sure he didn't see it like
Well, it's not good enough.
She's still sulking up there, man.
We'll have to tell him off your dad gave her. I'm not surprised.
Is our Damon not back yet?
No, he's supposed to have gone to a 6 o'clock service. Your dad's gone to pick him up. There'll be a murder if he's not there.
On a Good Friday?
Could be quite appropriate.
So that's it with Jonathan, then.
Looks like it.
Never mind, plenty more where he came from.
From the Wirral, you mean?
No, young men, everywhere. Well, there must be some nice boys at your school.
Oh, Mother.
Well, nicer than Jonathan. He is somewhat overpowering.
Look, can we just leave this topic of conversation?
Sorry. We were thinking of going up to the lakes at the weekend.
Watch the ground.
Do you want to come?
Might as well, mightn't I?
Not on sufferance, I hope.
No, I'd love to come, actually. I would.
And leave Gordon up to no good at the Gossages, I suppose.
He won't get up to anything.
How did you make out with the Unsingtons?
They were great. Your dad really hit it off with Sid.
And what about her?
She was all right. She'd go on a bit about Roger, though.
Why does she hate him as well?
Oh, no, on the contrary. She thinks the sun shines out of his little bottom.
Oh, aye. Mother's boy, is he?
Oh, well, they can't all have sons like me, can they? Up to their ears in muck all day and down at the pub all night.
It's thirsty work, even flags, man.
Hope she appreciates it. You're not doing it for nothing, are you?
You must be joking.
I mean, is she paying you in cash?
It's strictly business, man.
I hope so.
Couldn't be anything else, anyway. The state she's in.
Wasn't it, a little sod? Just wait till he comes home, Sheila.